After, we had finished the Delhi edition, we were going to Bombay, we were gearing up for Bombay, and the Dadasaheb Phalke mural was one of the last murals which we did actually. It was at the fag end of the festival. It was a very challenging wall. It was 120 feet by 140 feet. It wasn't a flat wall at all, with lots of windows. So that project was kept for the last because we needed to dedicate all our energies and resources into that mural.
We never had a manual there is no manual to follow on how to do a street art festival. There's no like street art 101. And we kind of sort of discovered that from that point on, and it's still happening. This is our 4th edition. Things have gotten a little bigger, I would say, from the first one at least, but we're still sort of learning.
This year, I think that we tried actually to be more compact somehow and also be more meaningful. So for 8 months, we just had meetings after meetings after meetings, both with Concord and ICD, so like Inland Container Depot, and also with CPWD regarding Lodi Colony. We always thought that Lodi Colony was like a perfect space to create an open-air art museum because it has specific characteristics which are like really different to find in Delhi. So like, sidewalks. Like sidewalks are not something really present in the city, and broad road with a lot of greenery and walkable is really pedestrian friendly. Because of all of that, there isn't any visual pollution, In Lodi Colony, you don't have any advertising. And so it's like a really kind of neutral environment with all these walls, like all the same. So they are big canvases. And actually it's really beautiful because they have their own distance. So every piece can have like its own aura and can be appreciated in this way. But there is like one wall after another, and it's beautiful to take a walk and to be stimulated by art and not by shops actually. And it's like a sort of vision of, again, another city.
हम तो ये समझ रहे हैं इसमें कोई दुकानें फुकानें या कुछ क्या नाम है मार्केट बनेगी।
मैं किसी ने बताया मेला लगेगा।
रंग पेंट हुआ पड़ा है,
मेला चल रहा है तो
पुराने जमाने का महल बनाया गया।
ICD is because the characteristics of the space and the containers. Like we want to do something with containers for a long time. While when we got a call from Mr. Sanjay Bajpai from ICD that why don't you guys come check out what's happening here at ICD. He wanted us to kind of like paint the outer boundary of ICD, but we wanted to paint the containers, and that's how we kind of like started this conversation about how can we have a show or like a kind of an exhibition where everyone can come and participate.
This area is used by a lot of people. Other than our customers, we have the custom house agents, we have the transporters, we have the truckers. Like at any given point of time, we would be having 800 to 1,000 trucks parked here. So every truck would have a driver and an assistant. So for them also this is something very unique, which I am sure they will not be seeing anywhere else. And the St+art Foundation have been also trying to do these kind of festivals in slum areas, in the not so privileged people where they involve the children. So for them also it is something very unique, and we wanted them to look at ICD TKD not only as a complex of concrete and steel containers, but also something much more interesting and much more colorful.
The last challenge, I would say, was to do all of these things in less than 15 days, if I'm not mistaken, because we had to bring the containers from another place. And as I told you, we are using this huge machine which needs space to move, you know, and our layout is quite constrained. We wanted to have small space, to have perspectives, and so we had to really think about the order of the stalking, where to start the layout, to be sure that at the end we do not end with a machine in the middle of our exhibition that could not go out.
This wouldn't have happened without our partners, you know, and our supporters who've been helping us put this together. And you know, most importantly, you know, it's we consume a lot of paint. You know, you're consuming thousands of liters of paint. You know, and Asian Paints has been really kind to grant us or support us with the paints and also the cost of the infrastructure and putting up a festival along with our other partners.
Asian Paints, we've always kind of think that we need to kind of look at democratization of art in a very, very strong way. And as a brand, we have been kind of looking at seeing how is it that we are able to make art more accessible to public. And we felt that it was a good alignment in terms of taking the street art way and align with st+art Foundation to look at executing this idea so that we are able to kind of look at mingling with the public in terms of what the brand is doing in this whole space of democratization of art.
Over the last 2 years, we've been having a lot of fun. We've done 3, 4, this is the 4th festival, but it goes beyond doing festivals. There's a whole research and academic side which we're going to be focusing on for 2016. We hope to come out with a massive research paper this year at some point. We also want to work, we want to spread out a little bit more in terms of do things like artist residencies, work with organizations like the National Skill Development Council, because we feel that's really important, and really help work on the grassroots level as well and try to see if we can improve some of the situations of the traditional arts in India.
Street art is just the beginning, and actually what we are doing right now is more towards like public art. So like bringing together like a lot of different actors. So from the artists to the government to like young people and young students of art. So I think that in this sense like we will evolve towards like a larger inclusion in the urban fabric and within our other form of art.
It started with the festival, even though now we are moving on from festival to foundation. It's actually kind of like reverse, right? First comes the foundation and then comes the festival, but in this case, there's the festival first and then the foundation later on.
Quite an amazing experience that I personally experienced about, interacting with communities, interacting with individuals who really want art somewhere in their life, not just as a wall piece, wall hanging in your house, but they wanted to interact with art, they wanted to interact with artists. We're still learning, but I think part of that manual is kind of written for us now, so it feels a bit more natural to do the things that we're trying to do. But yeah, we all kind of knew each other in different capacities, and all of us came together. Like Julia was saying, we all have sort of different skill sets, and we all just try to do the best we can for whatever responsibilities and tasks that we have, and that's kind of how this festival works.
Hi, I'm Borondo.
I am Pablo.
And I am Christian, and we are Never Crew.
My name is Amitabh.
This is Hendrik from Germany.
Hi, I'm Piotr.
Hi, I'm Carolina.
This is
Color My City.
Color My City.
And this is Color My City.
Color My City.
This is Color My City!